All right, today's math lesson is going to cover coin and bill identification. So it'll be building on yesterday's skills of coin and bill sorting. So just a quick review from yesterday's math lesson. We worked on sorting 4 different types of coins and bills that we use here in the United States. Each coin and bill have a different face on the front and different images on the back, which is how we can tell the differences between them just by looking at them. Coins are different sizes and thicknesses, and bills are now made with different colors. And bills are also now made with, you can touch them and feel the differences on them for individuals who might be blind or have hard of sight. So once again, coins and bills are sorted so that they're easier to count. We use coins and bills to pay for items at stores, which we're going to cover this in a future math lesson, is making purchases. And sorting objects is a skill that you use just about every day, whether it's, like I said yesterday, sorting coins, bills, laundry, silverware to put it away, and other items. So this is just a quick review of how your sorting grid should have looked at the end of the lesson. So you can see all the coins are matching from the coins in the above columns. And same thing with the bills. All the bills are in their right columns. So that is just to review yesterday's student practice assignment. All right, today's lesson objectives. We're going to work on identifying the names of the coins and bills. We're going to identify the value of each coin and bill. We're going to be following verbal and written instructions. We're also going to incorporate the use of technology. So just like yesterday on your student practice, you're going to have to open up the practice assignment, use your keyboard and mouse to click and populate the boxes, and then submit the assignment on the Google Classroom. And time management, so to complete the assignment in the allotted time. All right, let's jump right in. So as we mentioned yesterday, there's 4 different coins that we use here in the United States. This first one with Abraham Lincoln's face on it, the brown color, copper color coin is the penny, and that is worth 1 cent. All right, next in the bottom left, we have the nickel. That is worth 5 cents. So it'll take 5 pennies to equal 1 nickel. In the upper right hand, the smallest coin is the dime. That is worth 10 cents. So that is worth 10 pennies, or 2 nickels equals 1 dime. And last, the biggest coin is called the quarter and is worth 25 cents. So it takes 25 pennies to equal 1 quarter. It'll take 5 nickels to make a quarter, and it'll take 2 dimes and a nickel, or 2 dimes and 5 pennies to equal a quarter. So it's the most valuable coin that we use. So let's work on the penny a little further. So as you can see, the front image is Abraham Lincoln, and the back is the Lincoln Memorial. Its name is the penny, and it's worth 1 cent. So you can see that's written here. All right, pennies are the lowest value coin. Like I said, worth 1 cent. Abraham Lincoln is on the front. The Lincoln Memorial is pictured on the back, as mentioned. It's the second smallest coin. It's the only brown colored coin. And it takes 100 pennies to make $1. So it takes a lot of pennies to make $1. All right, moving on to the nickel. As you mentioned earlier, the nickel is worth 5 cents. It has Thomas Jefferson's face on the front. And the home that he designed and lived in, it's called Monticello, is on the back. It is the second biggest coin. It's made out of nickel, which gives it its name. A nickel is a metal that's found in the earth. And it takes 20 nickels to equal $1. Next is the dime, and that's worth 10 cents. It has the picture of Franklin Delano Roosevelt on the front, or FDR is more commonly known as. Dimes are worth 10 cents. The symbol on the back, it's a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. For extra credit, if anyone wants to research and look up what the torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolize, or what they mean, you can include that in an email if you want to do some extra research to figure out what those symbols mean. It is the smallest coin, and it takes 10 dimes to make $1. All right, the last coin we're going to talk about is the quarter. All right, it's our biggest coin. It's worth 25 cents. It has the picture of George Washington on the front, and the back of quarters can have different pictures. So starting back in 2000, I believe, they started putting different images on the backs of quarters, images from different states that they represent. But the most common image you'll see here that I have depicted is the bald eagle on the back. So don't get, I guess, too hung up on if it doesn't have the bald eagle. Is it a quarter? Yes, they can have different images. It's the biggest coin that we use, and it takes 4 quarters to equal $1. All right, next we're going to move on to bill identification. So as we mentioned again in our previous lesson, we use 4 main bills here in the United States. They are the $1 bill, which is worth $1, the $5 bill, which is worth $5, the $10 bill, which is $10, and the $20 bill, which is worth $20. So as we mentioned in the previous lesson, the easiest way to identify the value of the bill and the name is just to look for the numbers in the corner on the front and back of the bill. So you'll see here the 1 is listed in all 4 corners in the front and the back. Same with the 5, the 10, and the $20 bill. All right, let's work on the $1 bill. It has a picture of George Washington on the front. It's worth $1. It's the lowest value bill we have. Each $1 bill only lasts for about 6 years in circulation before it needs to be replaced. So that means each dollar bill has an average use span for 6 years before it either starts to wear down, it starts to get ripped, before banks will take the old bills that are starting to rip and tear, and they'll send them back to the mint in Washington, D.C., and they'll print new ones. So there's constantly good bills in circulation. The number 1 or the word 1 appears 16 times on the front and the back. So if you're ever unsure, just look for one of those 16 numbers or the word 1, and that's how you can tell it's the $1 bill. All right, the $5 bill. So you can see here the $5 bill has some color in it now. So the mint, or the branch of government that makes money, is starting to colorize or put color into the bills. The $5 bill is the second lowest bill in terms of value at $5. Abraham Lincoln is on the front of the bill, and on the back side is the Lincoln Memorial, which is in Washington, D.C. And each $5 bill lasts for about 5.5 years before it needs to be replaced. All right, next is the $10 bill. All right, so you can see here the $10 bill, it's not quite fully green like you can see here the $1 bill is like all green. The $5 bill has some color. The $10 bill is almost like a tan looking color. It has the face of Alexander Hamilton on the front. It was the first bill to include a tactile or touch feature. So if you touch the bill, there's going to be 2 braille spots that pop up on it. So for individuals who are blind or who are hard of sight, can feel the bill, and it'll have the 2 braille dots on it. So you can know it's a $10 bill. Each $10 bill lasts for about 4.5 years in circulation before it needs to be replaced when it gets worn down. And the back side of this bill depicts an image of the U.S. Treasury building. All right. And the last bill we're going to talk about today is the $20 bill. All right, so you can see here in the picture, the $20 bill has different colors on it. So it's mainly green, but it looks like a little green-blue. It is the highest value bill that we're going to talk about in our Money Math unit. It has a picture of our 7th president, Andrew Jackson, on the front. It has a picture of the White House. That's where the president lives in Washington, D.C., and that's pictured on the back. Each $20 bill lasts for about 8 years in circulation before it needs to be replaced, before it gets, too worn down to be used. And there's been talk about changing the face on the $20 bill. removing Andrew Jackson and possibly putting Harriet Tubman in, but that won't be decided for about another 6 or so years when they're first going to redesign the $10 bill and then look at redesigning the $20 bill. A little fun fact. All right, the next steps to take is review this lesson again for further understanding. So feel free to click back through, listen to the presentation again, go through, work with the coins, the bills, click through and see if you can identify it on your own. Then when you're feeling comfortable, like you have understanding of the presentation, go back into the Google Classroom, open the student practice number 2 under assignments on our money math section in the Google Classroom. Complete the assignment. So use this PowerPoint for help while completing the assignment. If you're unsure, don't just guess. Go back through, find the slide. If you're having trouble with the coins, look at the coin slides again and make sure you understand so you're not just guessing on the answers. And then once you're all done, turn the assignment in on Google Classroom. So this way I can go back through, I can check your work, I can see if you have understanding of the assignment. So before we move on to our next math lesson. And then once you're all done, continue to use real coins and bills at home if you have them. So work with your family, your parents, your brothers, your sisters. Get a pile of coins and bills out, sort them, identify the names of coin and the bills, identify the values of the coins and the bills. So these are some good in-home practice activities that you can do without the PowerPoint, do for extra practice before we start our next math unit, and just they'll be good to maintain the skills that you have learned. All right, so that'll do it for today's math lesson. And feel free to reach out and send me an email if you have any questions. All right, good luck with your assignment.